Well, good evening, Arkansas. This is Chief Forecaster Cameron back here once again, here to give you guys a quick evening forecast preview for your 7-day forecast that's going to come out between 7:30 and 8 this evening here. So, we've got a lot to talk about, especially this upcoming weekend with the widespread rainfall chances incoming here. But speaking of rainfall, we've got some storms ongoing across northeastern Texas, far southeastern Oklahoma. That's going to push its way into southwestern Arkansas over the next couple of hours here and kind of give you guys some beneficial rainfall over here. We're not really expecting a whole lot of severe weather. I know there is a margin of risk. As a matter of fact, we can go ahead and pull that up. Give me just 1 second here. And I know there's a margin risk over there in western Arkansas where there was a margin risk over here. There it is. So there's the marginal risk over here in western Arkansas. We're not really expecting a whole lot of severe weather for tonight. Some of these storms could produce some gusty winds, maybe some small hail. It's going to be pretty loud, especially during the overnight hours here. But we are not expecting widespread severe weather. This is not going to be a March repeat, or we're not going to expect any tornadoes or anything out of this. Just some typical pop-up, isolated, strong to severe storms may be possible tonight if they don't weaken upon approaching here. And that's what's going on. Some of these storms had special weather statements over here, eastern Oklahoma. Now they're starting to make their way into western Arkansas and kind of fading away here because we still have that ridge that's just kind of planted over the eastern half of the state right now, and it's kind of serving as a blocking feature. So these storms are coming out of the west, moving towards Arkansas pretty strong, and then they start to fade out once they move into the state here. So speaking of that ridge, you can definitely tell where it is right now. You got temperatures near the 90-degree mark once again. As a matter of fact, Pine Bluff reached 92 degrees for today here. So summer still hangs on across our area here. I don't know how many times I've told you guys that over the last couple of days here, but still hanging on. I think over the next week or so, we should get back to more of a fall-like temperatures, with temperatures in the 70s and 80s here. We just got to deal with the heat for just a little bit longer here. So 90 degrees in Little Rock, 86 now in Texarkana. I'm going to stop the radar to give you guys the latest information. 82 up there in Mount Holmes, 79 degrees in Fayetteville, 81 in Mena. I think that's going to end up dropping once we get some rainfall over there in southwestern Arkansas. Texarkana at 86. Hot Springs at 88. We also have Searcy around that 88 temperature as well. Russellville about 90 degrees right now here. So, like I mentioned before, we've got some showers and storms that's going to move in overnight. I'm going to show you guys Futurecast. We're going to get that loaded up for you guys here. So, remember for just a moment. And we're going to switch this over here. So, like I said, right now, not doing too bad here. I mean, Futurecast model data has been doing pretty good over the last couple of days, developing these showers and storms out towards the west. We're going to take this out all the way to the next 18 hours here. So, as usual, it's going to have to load up, and you guys are going to see it here. But you're going to see kind of what I was talking about here, this activity over here in eastern Oklahoma, northeast Texas, that's going to move eastward here during the overnight hours here. So I can't rule out, like I mentioned before, some of these storms, some gusty winds, maybe some small hail. We're not expecting a whole lot of severe weather during the overnight hours here. Now, what I do disagree with here is how far east does this cluster make it? Because it's wanting once again to bring that closer to Little Rock, and we've seen that over the last couple of days here where it brings it to Little Rock, never makes it. So we'll have to wait and see what ends up happening with that. But I do agree western Arkansas is the highly favored area once again for some scattered showers and thunderstorms here. So I do believe it just finished. So let's take this out by hour. There we are about 6 o'clock this evening. Doing pretty good. Got some scattered showers and storms across eastern Oklahoma, northeast Texas here. Now let's take this out over the next couple of hours here. So you can see that rainfall really starts to make its way into western Arkansas. Let's take this out to about 10 o'clock this evening here. You can see, like I mentioned before, I can't rule out a few isolated severe storms during the evening into the overnight hours. Will not be a big deal, everyone. I'm going to make that perfectly clear. We're not expecting any tornadoes or any significant severe weather. It's just going to be a little loud, especially around that 10, 11, midnight time frame here. Now, let's take this out. There's 11 o'clock. There's just your cluster of storms. I think that will extend a little bit further down into southwestern Arkansas here. But let's take this out all the way to midnight. There it is once again near the Russellville area, just east of Fort Smith, south and west of the Mount Home area. It's going to continue to push off towards the east. Looks like it tries to re-strengthen right around that 1 o'clock in the morning time frame. We'll have to wait and see. My confidence east of the Russellville down the Magnolia line is pretty low because it's been doing that over the last couple of days where it'll have this cluster of storms push through. never makes it here. And then you can see about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, it makes it to central Arkansas. We'll have to wait and see. And then that should be it. And we have more development out to our west as we get towards later tomorrow morning in the first part of tomorrow afternoon here. We'll have to wait and see if this ends up making it into western Arkansas or not, because you could see some severe weather out of this. You can see back out in Oklahoma, some of those storms could be a little intense over there across the area here. But regardless, let's take a look at your highlights for this evening here. Showers, thunderstorms will be possible late tonight, first thing Friday morning. We're going to continue to monitor that Sunday evening, Sunday night time frame for potential of some isolated severe weather. I'm going to go over that here just a little bit. And then once again, widespread rainfall is likely now as we get towards Sunday and into that Monday time frame here, late weekend and into the early part of next week here. So give me just 1 second. Let's switch this over to our model data. And this is the WPC's total precipitation. Kind of give you guys a little bit of what the rainfall looks like over the next couple of days. And let's take this out all the way to Sunday evening, Sunday night. Good amount of rainfall across western Arkansas and central Arkansas here. 1 to 2 inches of rainfall could be possible. Some locally higher amounts could be possible as well. Let's take this out all the way to Monday now. Look at there. Good amount of rainfall, near 2 inches of rain across central Arkansas, lesser amounts across eastern Arkansas, higher amounts across western Arkansas, where you could see easily upwards to 4 to 5 inches of rainfall. I know it's backed off a little bit from that 6 inch plus, but I can't rule that out, especially some isolated areas that are able to get kind of more stalling out storms as we get towards Sunday and the Monday here. And let's take this out all the way through over the next 7 days here. And this is kind of what we're expecting. So the majority will be from that Sunday afternoonish, Sunday afternoon all the way to about Monday morning, and we should set ourselves up for a pretty quiet week as we get towards next week. But we will have to watch out for some upper level disturbances that'll kind of move through, especially the early and the mid part of the week here. That may bring some additional light rainfall chances here. So let's go over to the European model. I want to take out the Euro, and the Euro is going to kind of tell the story. I know it does a little bit less with the rainfall amounts, which I don't agree with, by the way. But let's take this out so you can see Saturday night there's a cluster of storms that moves through, and it kind of stalls that rainfall out across much of Arkansas as we get towards Sunday evening here. So we'll have to wait and see. The timing differences right now with the model data is kind of iffy. European model a little faster. The GFS may be a little bit slower. Let me go to the latest run of the GFS and kind of show you guys what we mean here. So there's the GFS. Let's take this back to Sunday. GFS is a little bit slower. There's a cluster of storms that may actually produce some severe weather late Saturday night and early Sunday morning here. And you can see that cluster just kind of stalls out. This is the type of rainfall you really need across the state to kind of get rid of the drought. But you can see with the GFS here, let's take this out all the way through. This is through Monday night, and you can see good amount of rainfall across the area here. So the GFS is a little slower. I just realized the map was a little off. There we go. So GFS is a little slower, good amount of rainfall across the area. The Euro is a little faster with this rainfall here. So we'll have to wait and see in terms of the timing. But widespread rainfall is still likely, especially from that Sunday morning all the way to that Sunday evening time frame here. And you can see the NAM. I don't agree with some of these totals. I think it's a little bit further to the west right now. It will kind of adjust itself over the next couple of runs. But a good amount of rainfall is expected as we get towards your Sunday and the Monday time frame here, guys. So, as I said before, we'll have your 7-day forecast coming up about 7:30 and 8 o'clock this evening. We'll continue to keep you guys updated right here, your source for all things Arkansas weather.